The hidden telepathic secret God planted in you to create abundance. There is within you a secret, a divine endowment planted by God before you even drew your first breath. This secret is not something you can see or touch. It is a seed, a telepathic power that waits quietly within your consciousness, yearning to be awakened. And it is the key to abundance. Not just in wealth, but in joy, peace, love, and every blessing life has to offer. Many wander through life unaware that they carry this power. They labor, they struggle, they beg for favor from outside themselves, thinking life's abundance is earned in the marketplace of the world. Yet all the while, the secret has been quietly pulsing inside, waiting for the moment you recognize its presence. You do not need to fight for it, chase it, or convince it to appear. It is already yours, for God does not place a seed only to withhold its fruit. This secret speaks in the language of feeling. It is not logic, it is not reason, it is not effort. It is the telepathic signal that you send to the universe each time you imagine life as you wish it to be. When you dwell in the feeling of having, when you live in the state of already possessing, the universe answers. It aligns circumstances, people, and opportunities to match the reality you have telepathically planted in your mind. There is a divine seed planted within you, a seed placed by God Himself. A seed that carries the potential for unlimited abundance. This seed is not of the material world. It cannot be seen with the eyes, measured with rulers, or weighed on scales. It exists in the realm of consciousness, in the depths of your mind where imagination and feeling intertwine to create reality. The moment you understand that you carry this seed, you awaken to a power far greater than any effort, struggle, or external circumstance. It is the power to create, to shape your life, to call forth from the universe whatever you desire, simply by recognizing the presence of this sacred gift within you. Most people live their lives unaware of this divine endowment. They look outside themselves for solutions, for opportunities, for wealth, and for fulfillment, never realizing that the key to their desires is already planted within. God does not give this seed to you as a challenge. It is not meant to frustrate or test you endlessly. It is given as a gift, a tool, a secret code embedded in your consciousness that, when understood and activated, aligns the entire universe with your inner world. To awaken this seed, you must first acknowledge it. You must stop looking outside and turn your attention inward. The outer world is but a reflection, a mirror of the inner life. And abundance cannot manifest in your external world until it is first felt and imagined within. This divine seed operates in silence. It does not shout. It does not demand attention. It whispers through your thoughts, your feelings, your moments of inspired imagination. It is telepathic in nature, for it communicates with the universe through the language of thought and feeling. Each time you imagine life as you wish it to be, each time you dwell in the sensation of already having what you desire, you are sending a signal, a telepathic vibration that calls forth corresponding circumstances. The seed listens, it responds, it orchestrates events, synchronizes people, and arranges opportunities that are in perfect harmony with the reality you are nurturing within. To awaken this seed, you must feed it with feeling. It is not enough to think about abundance intellectually, to plan for it in spreadsheets or talk about it endlessly. The seed responds to life lived as if your desire is already fulfilled. Feel it in your body. Let it resonate in every fiber of your being. Imagine yourself walking through life with the certainty that your needs are met, that your dreams are realized, that the universe conspires on your behalf. When you consistently inhabit this state, you are not pretending. You are aligning with the truth of your own consciousness. You are recognizing the divine potential that God planted in you. The world outside will reflect what you hold inside. When you feel lack, limitation, or fear, the seed lies dormant. When you dwell in doubt or distraction, its power remains unused. But when you dedicate yourself to the inner practice of imagination and feeling, when you give your attention to the seed and cultivate it daily, it begins to grow. Slowly at first, You may notice subtle shifts. A door opens where none existed. A conversation leads to opportunity. A sudden insight illuminates a solution. These are the whispers of the seed coming to life, a proof that your inner world is shaping your outer world. Understand that this seed is patient. It was planted with perfect timing in mind, and it does not rush. It does not act according to human schedules or expectations. Its growth is measured not in hours or days, but in the consistency and depth of your inner alignment. Your job is to nurture it, to remain in the state of already having, to imagine and feel with unwavering faith. The universe responds not to frantic effort, but to quiet, deliberate inner certainty. Abundance is not forced. It is drawn effortlessly, naturally, as the seed within you comes alive and fulfills its purpose. Recognizing this divine seed changes everything. You are no longer a passive participant in life, reacting to circumstances and hoping for luck. You are the conscious creator, the co-operator with God's mind, the one through whom abundance flows. The seed has been planted, not as a theory, not as a wish, but as a living, powerful force within you. To ignore it is to ignore your own divine nature. To awaken it is to step into the life you were always meant to live, to command the riches, joy, and peace that God intended for you through the quiet, telepathic, inner knowing. Abundance is not a matter of circumstance. It is a matter of feeling. The secret that God planted within you speaks not through logic or reason, but through the sensations that arise within your consciousness. Feeling is the key that unlocks the divine potential, the telepathic power that resides within you. When you dwell in the feeling of already having, when you live in the state of possession rather than lack, the universe responds. The outer world moves in perfect harmony with the inner state you maintain, and abundance flows naturally, effortlessly, without struggle or striving. Many people mistake thought for feeling. They believe that by thinking about abundance, they can bring it into their lives. Yet thought alone is powerless. It is feeling, the inner experience of reality, that acts as the magnet, the signal that calls your desires into manifestation. When you imagine yourself as already wealthy, already fulfilled, already loved, and you immerse yourself in the corresponding feeling, you are sending a telepathic message to the universe. This message is recognized and answered in kind. The law is simple. You attract to yourself that which matches the quality of your inner sensation. To dwell in the feeling of abundance, you must first recognize that you are not the body, not the circumstance, not the temporary situation you see around you. You are the consciousness that experiences all things. The outer world is a reflection of your inner state, and it cannot contradict what you feel. When you feel lack, you invite limitation. When you feel gratitude, joy, and prosperity, you align yourself with abundance. The feeling must be so vivid, so convincing, that your inner world has no doubt. It must be as if your desire is already accomplished, as if you are already living the life you wish to experience. Practice this daily. Begin with a quiet moment, a stillness in which you close your eyes and enter the theater of your imagination. See your life as you would like it to be, but do not stop at seeing. Hear the sounds of that life, smell its fragrances, sense its textures, and most importantly, feel the emotions of having it now. The joy, the peace, the confidence, the satisfaction. Let these feelings fill you completely. The universe responds not to vague wishes, but to the totality of your inner experience. The more complete the feeling, the stronger the signal you send, and the quicker the manifestation occurs. Understand that this is not an exercise in wishful thinking. It is an awakening to a truth long hidden within you. God has planted this power in your consciousness so that you may create life from within. Feeling is the language through which this power communicates. When you feel abundance, you are aligning with the infinite intelligence that sustains the universe. Your outer circumstances begin to shift, often in ways you could never have imagined. Opportunities appear, resources flow, relationships strengthen, and doors open that were previously closed. All of this is the natural consequence of dwelling in the inner feeling of having. The challenge is consistency. The world will constantly present appearances that contradict the feeling you wish to maintain. Circumstances may seem to deny the reality you are imagining, yet it is precisely in those moments that your power is tested and strengthened. By refusing to be swayed by external appearances, by persisting in the inner state of abundance, you awaken the divine seed within you more fully. Your imagination, fueled by feeling, becomes irresistible. The outer world has no choice but to align with the inner reality you sustain. Feeling is the key that opens the door to abundance, and it is accessible to you at every moment. No one else can give it to you, and no external condition can create it for you. It is a gift from God, a seed planted within, waiting for your conscious recognition. When you immerse yourself in this inner experience, you awaken the telepathic power that moves mountains, arranges events, and draws life to you in perfect correspondence with your inner state. You are not waiting, hoping, or begging. You are living from the end, from the fulfilled state. And in doing so, abundance becomes not a distant dream, but your natural, inevitable reality. Your imagination is not merely a tool for daydreaming. It is the workshop of reality. Within the depths of your consciousness, the images you entertain, the scenarios you vividly construct, and the experiences you feel as real are already shaping your world. Every circumstance, every event, every encounter in your outer life is first born in the mind, nurtured by imagination, and then reflected in form. To understand this is to grasp the telepathic secret God planted within you, the power to create abundance simply by imagining life as you wish it to be. Many search for answers in effort, in struggle, in trying to control external events. They believe that the outer world determines the life they lead, that they must manipulate people, work tirelessly, or plan with painstaking detail to achieve results. Yet all of this is secondary. The primary creative force resides within the imagination, and it is through this force that the unseen becomes the seen. When you deliberately imagine life as you desire it, and when you immerse yourself in the feeling of that reality, you are sending a telepathic signal to the universe. The universe, being an expression of divine intelligence, responds to this signal without hesitation or delay. To employ imagination effectively, you must understand that it is not merely visualizing or thinking, it is living the scene internally with complete conviction. You must see yourself in possession of your desire, hear the sounds that accompany it, feel the emotions it produces, and sense its reality as if it is already yours. The outer world, in time, must conform to the inner world you consistently maintain, like attracts like, and the universe mirrors the reality held within your consciousness. Every repeated scene, every persistent feeling, every unwavering assumption becomes a magnet drawing corresponding circumstances, people, and opportunities into your life. This is the telepathic secret working quietly and powerfully. The imagination communicates directly with the infinite mind, bypassing doubt, fear, and limitation. What you persistently assume and feel as real in your inner world becomes irresistible to the outer world. It is not a matter of forcing events. It is a matter of sustaining an inner state so completely that the outer world has no choice but to reflect it. The imagination, when rightly employed, is the instrument through which God's abundance flows into your life, for it aligns your consciousness with the creative power that governs all things. Many fail to recognize this because they underestimate the authority of their own mind. They discount fleeting thoughts, passing images, or subtle feelings, believing that only external action matters. Yet action without inner alignment is fruitless. It is imagination, backed by feeling, that produces reality. The more vivid and real your inner world becomes, the more effortlessly the outer world adjusts to match it. Every limitation dissolves, every obstacle becomes an opportunity, and the life you desire begins to manifest with clarity and precision. To strengthen this creative power, you must practice discipline in the imagination. Every day, dedicate time to see your life as you wish it to be. Enter into the scenes with full sensory experience and emotional engagement. Persist in this inner reality regardless of what appears in the external world. Circumstances are not the creators, your inner assumption is. The world around you is a reflection, responding to the persistent impressions you maintain within. When imagination and feeling are combined, you awaken the divine seed within, and abundance flows naturally and inevitably. Remember, imagination is not a passive act, it is a conscious, deliberate, and potent practice. It is the telepathic language through which the hidden seed communicates with the universe. The outer world is malleable to the images you hold, and the life you envision with feeling is not a dream, but a prophecy unfolding. By assuming the reality of your desires, by living them in the theater of your mind, you harness the divine power within, and the world responds in perfect accordance with the inner vision. Faith is the unseen bridge that connects your inner world with the manifestation of abundance. It is the unwavering belief that what you imagine and feel is already real, even when your senses report otherwise. The telepathic seed God planted within you responds to faith. For faith is the signal that tells the universe your inner reality is complete and certain. Without faith, imagination is powerless and feeling becomes inconsistent. Faith is the force that sustains the inner state, the magnetic energy that draws circumstances, opportunities, and resources in perfect alignment with your desires. Many are quick to doubt when evidence does not immediately appear. They look to the outer world for confirmation, expecting to see abundance before they feel it within. This is a reversal of the natural law. The world outside cannot create what is already within. It can only reflect it. Faith is not passive hope. It is a knowing, a certainty, an inner conviction that your telepathic signal is already received. When you dwell in this inner knowing, you align yourself with the unseen currents of creation, and the universe begins to rearrange itself to correspond to your inner state. Faith acts as both the anchor and the channel for the divine seed within. When doubt arises, it threatens to interrupt the flow of abundance. The mind wavers, feelings fluctuate, and the inner signal becomes weak. But when faith is cultivated and maintained, it fortifies the seed, strengthens the telepathic signal, and ensures that your desires are brought into manifestation. Faith does not require visible proof. It operates in the invisible realm, trusting that the law of mind is perfect and that what is assumed and felt as real must, in time, appear. The more consistently you exercise faith, the more powerful your telepathic influence becomes. To live in faith, you must treat your imagination as the reality and your feelings as the evidence. Each time you imagine your life as you desire it, feel it as already accomplished, and persist in that state, you are practicing faith. You do not wait for circumstances to confirm your vision. Instead, your vision confirms the circumstances. This is the natural function of the telepathic seed planted within you. It responds to the frequency of faith and manifests experiences that match the inner reality you maintain. The universe is not separate from you. It is a reflection, a mirror that obeys the inner conviction you hold. Faith also requires patience. The seed within grows in its own divine timing. It does not rush, it does not falter, and it does not fail. Even when the outer world seems contrary, your inner faith must remain unshaken. Each time you persist in assuming the fulfilled state, each time you live in the feeling of already having, the seed is nourished and grows stronger. Opportunities emerge, doors open, and events begin to align in ways that defy logical explanation. The unseen force of creation is always working, but it requires your faith to direct it toward the manifestation of your desires. Faith is therefore both a recognition and a practice. It is the acknowledgement that the telepathic seed is within you, fully capable of producing abundance, and the deliberate maintenance of the inner state that activates it. When you consistently assume the reality of your desires with feeling, you are not imagining a future. You are realizing the present that already exists within consciousness. Faith bridges the gap between the invisible seed and the visible harvest, allowing the power God planted in you to unfold naturally. Your life becomes a reflection of this inner conviction, and abundance is drawn effortlessly, perfectly, and inevitably persistence is the fuel that awakens the divine seed within you and allows abundance to flow without resistance. The telepathic power God planted in your consciousness is always active, but it requires your unwavering attention and continual engagement to bring your desires into form. Daily practice of feeling, imagining, and assuming the fulfilled state strengthens the seed, nurtures its growth, and aligns your inner world with the outer reality you wish to experience. It is not a matter of occasional effort or sporadic thought. It is the steadfast cultivation of your inner state that produces the life of your dreams. Many begin with enthusiasm, but falter when circumstances seem contrary. They imagine, they feel, they hope, but then the world appears to deny them, and their focus wavers. This is the moment when persistence becomes essential. The seed within you does not recognize failure, only the strength and consistency of your inner assumption. Each day, as you persist in living in the feeling of already having, you are strengthening the telepathic signal sent to the universe. This signal grows stronger with every repetition, every deliberate act of inner alignment, until the outer world must conform to your inner reality. Persistence is not mere repetition. It is the conscious decision to inhabit your desired state regardless of external appearances. It is the commitment to live in the end, to feel the completion of your desire as present reality, and to hold that state with unwavering faith. The world may appear to challenge you, but your persistence ensures that the seed planted by God continues to grow undisturbed. It is in this quiet, steadfast inner cultivation that miracles occur, circumstances shift, and abundance is drawn effortlessly to you. Daily engagement with your inner state is the key. Begin each day by assuming the feeling of having, by imagining your desires as already accomplished, and by carrying that sensation into every thought, word, and action. Return to this state whenever doubt, distraction, or negativity arises. Persistence does not demand struggle, it demands focus and dedication. It is a gentle but firm maintenance of the state that your heart truly knows as real. The more consistently you return to this inner reality, the more automatic and powerful your telepathic influence becomes, and the more readily the universe responds to your desires. Understand that persistence is also patience. The seed planted within you is perfect in timing. It will not act hastily, nor will it delay unnecessarily. Your continued engagement ensures that it has the nourishment it needs to bring forth abundance in the proper way and at the proper time. Each persistent thought, each maintained feeling, each deliberate act of imagination strengthens the inner signal and brings your desires closer to manifestation. You do not control the how or the when, you maintain the state, and the universe brings the outer reality into alignment with your inner certainty. Persistence transforms hope into knowing, desire into experience, and imagination into reality. It is the bridge between the invisible seed and the visible harvest, the disciplined attention that awakens the hidden telepathic power within you. By persisting daily, you reinforce the truth that abundance is not outside you, not dependent on external circumstance, but already present within your consciousness. Every act of inner consistency magnifies the creative energy, strengthens the signal, and brings the world into perfect reflection of the life you assume and feel as yours. Through persistence, you claim your role as the conscious creator of your life. The divine seed God placed within you responds to your steadfast attention, your unwavering feeling, and your disciplined imagination. Each day you persist, the outer world becomes more pliable, more aligned, and more reflective of your inner state. Abundance, in all its forms, is drawn to you naturally, inevitably, and effortlessly as the power within you awakens, fully responding to the fidelity of your inner cultivation. The hidden telepathic secret planted within you by God is not limited to wealth or material gain. It is the source of all abundance, in every aspect of life. It is the power to attract not only money and success, but love, health, creativity, and joy. This secret is a divine mechanism, an inner law that responds to your consciousness and the state you assume. The universe does not distinguish between small or large desires. It simply mirrors the reality you maintain in your mind and heart. When you awaken this secret, you realize that abundance is not earned or acquired. It is recognized and received, for it is already yours by divine design. This secret operates through the telepathic language of assumption. Every thought you entertain, every feeling you embrace, every inner picture you hold is a signal that the universe reads and answers. When you assume the state of having, when you feel the reality of your desires within, you are not wishing or hoping, you are declaring your inner reality. The world cannot resist what consciousness persistently assumes as true. The more fully you inhabit the state, the more compelling your signal becomes, and the more inevitable the manifestation of your desires. Many fail to awaken this power because they underestimate the authority of their own mind. They look outward, seeking confirmation, guidance, or validation, believing that circumstances must first align to make their desires real. Yet the law operates entirely from within. The outer world is simply a reflection of your inner state. When you grasp this truth and act upon it, the seed within you flourishes. You no longer chase abundance or try to control the world. Instead, you align yourself with the divine pattern that governs creation, and life flows toward you naturally. To activate this secret, you must learn to dwell in the feeling of fulfillment. Feeling is the telepathic signal that communicates directly with the infinite mind. It is more potent than thought alone, for feeling carries conviction, intensity, and reality. Imagine your desires as already accomplished, and let the sensations of that reality fill you completely. Hear the sounds, sense the textures, taste the flavors, and feel the joy, peace, and satisfaction that come with having it now. When you immerse yourself in this inner experience, you awaken the divine seed, which responds by orchestrating events, synchronizing people, and arranging circumstances that correspond perfectly to your inner state. Persistence is essential in maintaining this awakened state. The mind will naturally be distracted by appearances, doubts, and external circumstances that seem contrary to your desire. Yet the seed responds only to what is assumed as real. By returning again and again to the feeling of fulfillment, you reinforce the telepathic signal, strengthen the inner seed, and ensure that your inner reality remains dominant. Each moment of focused imagination and sustained feeling nourishes the seed, increasing its power and inevitability. Faith and patience are intertwined with persistence. You do not need to see immediate results to know the law is working. The seed grows quietly, imperceptibly, until the time is right for its manifestation. When you assume the reality of your desires and maintain it with unwavering feeling, the outer world is compelled to reflect it. This is the secret God planted within you. A secret that bypasses struggle, effort, and delay, operating through the simple but profound principles of imagination, feeling, and inner assumption. Recognizing this secret transforms your relationship with life. You move from a state of seeking and striving to a state of conscious creation. Abundance is no longer a distant goal or a prize to be earned. It becomes your natural condition. Every thought, every feeling, every act of imagination is a conscious choice to align with the power within you. The universe responds faithfully, bringing into your experience the wealth, joy, and fulfillment that your inner world has already assumed